Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 22 of Friday Night Knits. I'm Becky.
Sarah.
And obviously, she's in town again. So I was like, hey, I'll record when you're here. So this weekend is a big family reunion. We have a lot of family in from Arkansas, my uncle from the Philippines, his daughter from Seattle, and Sarah from Dallas, my Uncle Gil from wherever he's roosting these days in East Texas. So yeah, it's a lot of fun, but we got away for a little while this afternoon to record. So you can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Becky Ray, BECKYRHAE. Sarah is on Instagram and Ravelry, but that
really
doesn't mean
on.
she posts there. She just has accounts.
Someday.
Come October, when it's time to do another Mab Graves Drawline, she will be more active on Instagram if I have to pull teeth or something.
Okay. Or be active through moms.
Yeah. So, I don't have any FOs. I know that was one of my goals, but I completely forgot about the Through the Loops mystery knit along that I joined. So I have a clue 1 finished object, but no finished objects. So we can talk about what I'm knitting. So works in progress. You want to go first?
Sure. I'm not prepared at all for what the pattern is called. I hope you are.
Oh, it's Mucklucks, Modern Mucklucks by Andrea Mowry. I think it's funny that we're both knitting Andrea Mowry patterns these days.
Just happened. So, it looks great so far. I'm actually only doing 3 of the 4 sections because I just like the length on it. However, I'm still that stubborn knitter that's like, that doesn't make sense. Let's do it my way. So the chevrons are upside down. That's why we don't do it my way. But that's okay. I'm just gonna keep going.
And she's already put in her
afterthought,
put in the waist yarn for her afterthought heel.
It's the
but
same
she's
color.
Kooky. She used the same color. And I'm like, oh, makes me nervous. But, you know, I'm not knitting it. She is. So, yeah.
It's
so
squishy.
It does look really soft. And you're using the Yoth, right?
Yes.
Yes. That we bought
yarn.
in Dallas. Cool. Do you have any of the ball bands?
In here. I do.
Yay. Yeah. So it's Father, which is the worsted weight. So Yoth yarns. Father 100%. And Poppy Seed is one of her colors, and the other one is like, what was it? It's all wound up.
I don't know.
I don't remember. They're all such cool names. McKinney Knittery just started carrying something kiwi.
Golden kiwi.
Golden kiwi. Cool. So yeah, I love Yoth. They're kind of one of my favorites.
It's hard to walk past their booth. It just screams at me.
Bullshit. And the people are so nice. So, okay, so works in progress. I'll show you first my Free Your Fade. And so I am well into color 2. I think the last time I recorded, I was about here. So we are on to color 2. Boy, that green looks good in that picture.
It does.
And it's trucking right along. It's really nice. Today we had lunch at my mother's, and my cousin Jenny was there, and her mother-in-law came, and her mother-in-law's a knitter, and she was working on a Free Your Fade as well. And we had a nice little talk about yarns and stuff, but she is using Primrose in an MCN, and it was pretty luscious. It was so soft and squishy. So I'm doing pretty well on this. I'm probably about halfway through color 2. So I'll be adding coal miner on there soon. The other work in progress that I'm going to show you, because I haven't done much really on either of the hats I'm knitting, so I'll just show you this, is the Through the Loops mystery knit along, and I am working on clue 2 now. So clue 1 and is finished. It finished up with the mosaic knitting here. I am using Yarn Carnival. This is size 7 needles. I am using my likey needles. Me likey. And the yellow is Found Gold. The gray is Shade. And she's, according to her pattern notes and everything that she sent out, you're going to use up almost every bit of the main color. And I did a swatch, but I swatched using the gold because you're not going to use near as much as your contrasting color. My swatch was pretty spot on. She did say at one point in time, if you're a little knit tight in the mosaics, to go up a needle size during your mosaic knitting, but I didn't feel I needed to. I left it alone on a size 7, and it seems to have enough give. I think it'll walk out just fine. It's not shrunk in any really compared, so. But I am loving this knit. It's the first time I've ever knit one of Kristen Kapoor's patterns, and I have kind of scoured her patterns on Ravelry since joining this knit along. She's got some beautiful shawls. So I'm pretty excited for this and the direction it's going, especially after my last mystery knit along was kind of a disappointment to myself. I just really did not enjoy it. So I'm glad this one is starting off well, and I'm loving the direction it's taking. So those are the 2 things I've been working hard and heavy on here lately. I think I got like that much ribbing done on my hat for my husband, and the baby hat I got about the same amount, but they're just not as exciting to me right now as knitting these shawls, so I didn't do much on them. Goals for next episode is to keep up with the mystery knit along actually at the pace it's going, and since I'm enjoying it as much as I am, I don't see that being an issue. Start my So Faded. We didn't start it this last time because both Franny and Alicia went out of town, but they're both back now, and we talked on Wednesday about starting. So I think we're all going to bring our yarn to knit night on Wednesday night and cast on. And I'm going to open a thread in my group on Ravelry, and Alicia is as well in her D Heart podcast. So we'll both have strings where you can, if y'all want to join us and knit a sweater. And of course, my last goal is still the same as it's been, is get that craft room organized this summer. It's gonna happen.
Bit by bit.
Bit by bit. And that's pretty much goal-wise. I think the goals I had from the previous month or previous episode were start my So Faded, which I didn't because no one was in town to start it with me. Have a finished object for y'all, and the only reason that didn't get done is because I completely forgot about the mystery knit along, and so I had an extra project I forgot about, and do more in the craft room, which I did. I moved some stuff around, and it doesn't look cleaner, but I like organized one area, so I'm throwing a lot of junk away, and that's helping. So let's move on to acquisitions, because y'all know I can't help but push that buy button. First up is Knox Yarns. I got my very first Knox Yarns recently. She did a Penny Dreadful inspired collection, and they're beautiful. There's like this one is my favorite. It's what was the colorway called? Don't remember, but don't remember. Anyway, that one's my favorite. There's a really pretty purpley, real pale purples and greens. There's this one, kind of blue. I think this one was the werewolf one. And it's pretty. I loved Penny Dreadful. I loved everything about it. The storyline lacked here and there, but I was so caught up with how pretty it was to watch that it didn't matter. So yeah, my first Knox yarns, and I don't know if I've said it on here, but I'm relearning how to knit or to crochet, and I want to do a granny stripe blanket with my minis instead of the sock block one that everybody was doing, because I don't like it. I tried a couple of them and I did a few and I was like, I don't like the way it looks. So I think the granny stripe blanket will be more fun, and I'm just gonna wind these up into little balls and throw them in my little jar of yarns and just grab one every now and then and put it in.
Gold.
So that'll eventually be shown. The next two colors are some of Brandy from Long Dog Yarns' newest colors, her summer colorways, and it's on the Bounce base, which the Knox is on her Mars sock, which is 75/25 merino nylon. So Bounce is 100% superwash merino, and it's 436 yards. Super soft. This colorway is called Bermuda Shorts, and it's super fun.
That's pretty,
It's
actually.
like a light blue base with just crazy bright,
Bit of yellow, bit of fuchsia.
yeah, some bright colors in there. Way cute. This will end up in a shawl or something. I really love her Bounce base. I need to try her new alpaca base, but maybe this winter. And then this is the one I really loved out of her new colorways. It's called New Growth. It's a fantastic chartreusey green with this purple and those crazy mad bright purpley magenta flecks are so cool.
That's cool.
It's
Kind of like an orchid.
Yeah, it's very orchidy, very squishy. So those are the two I grabbed from Brandy. I was watching her episode 2 and she showed these colorways, and as I was watching her, I clicked on over to her shop and found them and pushed by. My second one, I'm totally going to butcher the name of this, is I finally bought a Teeny Button yarn. I looked at several of her yarns at DFW Fiber Fest, and she was there and I met her and her mom, but I don't know. I thought I just knew none of them really seemed to jump out at me. But this is her latest in her Harry Potter series. It's on her soft sock, which is a 75/25 nylon, merino nylon, and there are 463 yards in this. The colorway is Veritaserum. I think it's from Harry Potter. It is the Truth Serum, the Truth Potion. And I think it was Veritaserum. And she included a little card in here, and it has the whole Snape talking to Potter. Do you know what this is, Potter? Snape said, his eyes glittering dangerously again. No, said Harry, with complete honesty this time. It's Veritaserum, a truth potion so powerful that 3 drops would have you spilling your innermost secrets to the entire class to hear. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. She says it's inspired by the Potion Master's Dark Dungeon classroom with the glittering jars of vividly colored specimens and ingredients lining the walls. So yeah, she does a Harry Potter club every month. She does a colorway inspired by Harry Potter every month. One of my favorite things about Teeny Button's colorways are how she uses the city of New Orleans as her inspiration, and she's got some beautiful New Orleans inspired colorways. And I think the only reason I haven't grabbed any of them yet is because I keep thinking, well, you know, I have plenty of time. But she's retired or stopped making a couple colors that I really wish I'd have grabbed, so I gotta quit thinking that way. But yeah, that's pretty much all of my yarn acquisitions lately. I did buy a new computer, guys, and I was gonna record on it, and I turned it on and looked at the camera, and it was just too grainy compared to the iPad's camera. So we'll see what kind of trouble I get into when I decided it needs a camera to accompany it. Yeah.
It's a nice computer.
It is
Cool.
It's a cute little laptop. So the last thing I have is when I was watching episode 2 of Brandy's, she said, "What is in your Notions bag?" So I have a bunch of little makeup bags from I was in the Ipsy Club for a little while, and the best part about it was the bags. And I use them for Notions bags, and this is probably one of the biggest one, but it gets kind of dragged around with every knitting bag I have. I think the only thing that's not in here, but is probably in the side pouch, yeah. In the side pouch of one of my other knitting bags is cheaters, because my bifocals are pretty not so great no more. They're a little old. I need to get my glasses redone. But I'd rather buy yarn and computers.
Yeah.
So let's see what's in my knitting bag.
Priorities.
My Notions bag. Highlighter tape. This is a Post-it highlighter. It's not necessarily highlighter tape, but it's a Post-it that's completely all sticky like a tape. So it's great to put on a pattern, keep your place, either the written part or chart, and then you can write on it because it's like a Post-it. A nail file. Teeny tiny scissors. I have a few pairs of these, and they're freaking dangerous because look, y'all see how tiny that tip is? And they are like stab you, cause a lot of bleeding, sharp, but they're cool. I picked up several pairs of these at my local yarn shop. Tape measure, because, you know, just in case you got to know how big around something is before you knit it. The weird essentials that are in my bag. Inhaler, just in case somebody brought a yarn I'm not, or food or a snack or something that I don't necessarily need to be around. Oh, there's dog hair all over this. This little doodad has, it's an old Altoids tin that a friend of mine covered, and it had special Shrinky Dink stitch markers that she made me in it, but now it's got a pair of earrings in there, several other stitch markers. There's some darning needles in there as well. So we have stitch markers. A pencil for taking those notes. A battery pack for your phone. Just in case you're somewhere that you can't find a plug. The really bad part is I don't have the cord to go with this in this bag. So I'm kind of SOL. Unless I have one in my purse. What else is in here? The last thing that I'm not surprised is in here is a teeny tiny crochet hook for fixing snags, drop stitches, whatnot. And then there are a couple of goofy buttons in here that I picked up the other day at Bruce Street Businesses. I love you too. Copy. This one is We Can Do It. And there was a unicorn one somewhere, but I can't seem to figure out what happened to it. And then I had another one that said I may be wrong, but I doubt it. I put it on my computer bag. So, yeah, that's what's in my Notions pouch. So y'all should tell me what's in yours. Everybody should let us know what kind of weirdo things you carry around in your purse or in your knitting bag, because I think a few of these things are a little odd. A little bit. I'm surprised there's not food in here. But, so, yeah, that looks like that's about it for Friday Night Knits today. Short episode. They're always short when you're here, because it's kind of like, cool, we're done. Let's go do something else.
Yeah.
But time to get cracking on my mystery knit along. We're going to go back tonight, hang out with our family some more.
Crazy
Eat ribs
people.
at my brother's. My cousins that are in town, sisters, my Uncle Ed, my Uncle Gil, my mom's older brother, told my mom that they shouldn't even be in the same, probably in the same hotel because they don't get along. And my mom told him that if we can, if me and my brother can make it through a weekend without fighting, and my mom and her brother Gil, the one who was worried about his daughters, can make it through a weekend without fighting, then Hilda and Nobel can as well. And I was like, man, that makes us sound like a big dysfunctional family, but pretty sure that just makes us sound like a family.
Pretty much.
And my brother and I get along much better now that we're adults, and now that he's going through a divorce, which is unfortunate that that's what it took for him and I to get along. But I think it's like, I don't want to pick on him too much.
I'm sure you don't need it.
Yeah, I think he's got plenty going on in his life right now. So, but yeah, we'll go hang out with them, have a good time. My
Bunch of hoots.
cousin wants me to teach her how to knit, but she hasn't really shown much interest since she's been here. But she's surrounded by Hilda. She's surrounded by knitters. Well, knitters or crocheters. Her older sister Novelle crochets. Sarah and I knit. My cousin Jenny, who's in town from Seattle, knits. Jenny's mother-in-law knits. I mean, she was surrounded by it today. So, you ask and you shall receive. I will teach you, but I don't know when I'd have time to this weekend. I think I may just give her a list of websites to go check out.
Might be easiest to get her started.
Yeah, because she said, how did you learn? I was like, I taught myself with websites. But yeah, so that's Friday Night Knits for Saturday, June 24th. Yeah. And we will see y'all next time. Bye.
Bye.